He oversees a diverse portfolio including joint ventures, acquisitions, mergers, and regulatory advisory for Japanese related business operations within India. With around 3 decades of experience advising Japanese firms in India, he brings deep expertise in navigating the local business landscape. His journey highlights a mission that began in the early 1990s when Japanese firms were primarily focused on trading and liaison functions. However, under his guidance, these firms have shifted towards strategic engagements like M&A and technological partnerships, reflecting India's evolution into a vital business hub. Today, in this new episode of Managers Mantra, we have with us Seiji Ota, partner in Deloitte. Seiji leads the mergers and acquisitions group and is responsible for heading the Japanese business group at his firm. He talks about how local leadership, tackling cultural nuances, strategic localization, cross cultural insight, and deal making proficiency are critical to success in advisory and consulting roles. B-schoolers, founders, dreamers, marketing, and communication aspirants, don't miss this masterclass in vision, growth, and success. Hi, Seiji.
Hi, Abhishek.
Firstly, a very good afternoon, and it's my pleasure. Actually, it's our pleasure to invite us in this new and a new episode, a new chapter of Managers Mantra with Business Standard. We would just I'm sure that this will be a great learning for the students, for the B school students. They'll learn a lot from this session. So I'll straight away jump to the questions that we are here for to discuss. So, Seji, my first question to you would be, how has India's business environment evolved over the years that you have seen, and how has it really suited the Japanese companies operating in India?
Okay. Thanks, Abhishek, for this giving opportunity.
Sure.
And yeah, let me share, with my journey as well. I've been here for the last 30 years, 3 decades now. And for the almost last 25 years, I have been supporting numerous Japanese companies investing in India, be it greenfield, M&A, joint venture, many things. And especially this last 10 to 15 years has been many changes of the kind of the environment of Japanese company investing in India. For example, let's say 20 years back, many Japanese company entered India more on the manufacturing side. Their product, which they were bringing to India, was more kind of the little bit outdated product or technology, which was used in the other countries and brought in India because market was not up to that, the new things, maybe affordability or acceptability as well. But for the last 10, 15 years, I've been seeing many changes, especially that the Indian market is much more matured to accept something which is very advanced product, advanced know-how, and service as well. So many Japanese companies are now looking at, while entering Indian market and try to be successful, they need to bring the cutting edge product, technology, and know-how. So this is how that acceptability and market maturity has been drastically changed, which I have been seeing that.
Sure. Thank you, Seji, for your answer. So, because I think having worked in a lot of areas, and M&A is one of them. So you are an M&A expert, and I have to ask this question to you that from the Japanese perspective on M&As, what are the best ways you determine if a target company is a good strategic fit for the acquirer? And how is it similar or different from an Indian perspective, or even from the global viewpoint?
Okay, thanks. It's a very interesting question. Thank you so much. And I have been also being involved many transactions between Japan and India. Most of the case, obviously, that Indian company is more acceptee or investee from the Japanese companies, be it the target of the acquisitions or be it a joint venture partner in Indian market. And this is how that they have been just evolving. Some of the characteristic difference between them, Japanese company and Indian company, obviously many of the Indian companies are more run by promoters. So promoter-driven companies are more Indian side, and Japanese side is totally different, which is more run by professional management and employees. So one thing that which we need to just fill the gap is a mentality and philosophy about the business. For Indian promoters, this is their life, obviously, and which they have grown generation after generation also, right? And they have been thinking about succession matters and etc. But Japanese members and Japanese companies are totally different perspective. So this is what first we need to just have to have a same kind of the eyesight. Otherwise, always talking something different, right? So our M&A, being a M&A advisors, we always have to just try that, how we can just fill this gap, bridge this gap. Otherwise, always they talk in parallel and nothing to achieve. This is one thing that which I wanted to highlight first. And second thing, the corporate culture also pretty different. Maybe I'll touch upon that, Japanese way of management. It's quite famous that, Japanese management or the management style is more from the bottom to top kind of the approach. So many project team and members has been just originating the opportunity from the bottom and try to convince the top management. And this is a long process and also require many, many efforts to just get it done. And on the opposite side, Japanese Indian company, as you know better, is that it's a top to down, right? And sometimes that only promoter take all the calls, without sometimes consulting any kind of the other surrounding management as well, right? So this is how that sometimes that I see the Indian management also get frustrated because Japanese decision-making process take long time. And for that, sometimes they just fed up and saying that, okay, let's break up or something like that. Having said that, the beauty of Japanese investment is they are looking at much committed and longer term relationship. It's not a kind of that, they have a sight of the only 5 to 10 years or something. They are thinking this kind of marriage of the joint venture is a lifelong kind of the event for them. So eternal partnership, which they are looking for. That's why that, building the consensus also taking time. But once they decide, they are just doing the implementation without any kind of doubts, and they try to live for long kind of relationship. And this is how that they work. So these are the two cultural gap, basically, which I see, between them also. And third point is that, the philosophy on governance. So nowadays, corporate governance is a quite important topic in globally, right?
Yes.
So Indian companies also are picking up a lot and have a more high sense and consciousness about the governance. Yet, still that the manner of the way of the management and the company's operations are quite promoter driven, and sometimes that not having a proper governance model, which gives some kind of concern to Japanese management as well, because in order to run the operations, governance is one of the key factors for Japanese companies, and sometimes this can be the one of the breaking factor for their deal as well. So we need to have some kind of the more good sense of the governance standard, which is up to the global market. And this is what we have to just try to find out a way.
Sure. Thank you, Seiji, for your response. Sonio, I will quickly also touch upon the challenges in a more detailed way. We know a business is, probably challenges are a part and parcel of every business. So I would just like to know from you that, what kind of management challenges does this Japanese companies they face in India, and vice versa? And what sectors are Japanese firms most keen to explore in India today, and why is that?
Mhm. Yeah. So let me tell you one of the statistics which we saw. Around 80% of the Japanese companies operating in India has been profitable. 18%, 80%, 80%, has been just profitable, provided one thing that, one condition that, the operation more than 10 years in India. So those who are making profit now has been operating more than 10 years. So this is one of the learning which we got from the data, saying that for being successful in India, they need to really commit and endure and keep working for around 10 years. And this is how that they have been just being profitable and successful in the Indian market. So this is one thing that which we need to see that. And having said that, still the market is so impatient, and management also and stakeholder also expecting many more companies to be successful in a shorter manner. Right? And for that, Japanese company have been just struggling, especially the Indian market is very much price conscious, and you know better, right?
Yes.
And this is very one of the most big challenges for Japanese companies, especially when they stick with their own standard of the technology or product specs, then obviously costing getting higher. But if we consider the requirement of the Indian market or Indian consumer, those kind of the product could be sounded as an overspec, which is not appreciated by the Indian market. And Japanese company try to digest it. How we can reduce or downsize such kind of the specs to meet their requirement and also being competitive in terms of price, which is one of the success factor. So many Japanese companies have been struggling that how they can do it without compromising the key factors for them. So that is one thing. Second thing is that the manner of management and running the operations. So Indian management also and the market is also evolving so quickly and changing drastically also, right? In terms of market way of management. But sometimes Japanese company, as we discuss, they took much longer time to take a decision. For example, M&A opportunity also. When we just brought some kind of the sell-side opportunity, fundraising, the promoters are expecting that the result or intention comes within 1 month or 2 months, which is typical matter. But Japanese companies will take much more than that, even for showing that their intention as well. So by that time that they just took a call or they show some interest, they miss a bus. So this is one of their challenges, how they can quickly move ahead and so-called agility of the management to match up the Indian market and the business style is one of the challenges which they feel.
Sure, very interesting. Seiji, today our discussion would be probably incomplete without, talking about US tariffs. But we would not go to tariffs that way. Rather, we want to, focus on India-Japan relationship after the US tariffs have been implemented. So, my question would be that, with the exorbitant US tariffs imposed on India, how do you see India's role as a strategic and trading partner with Japanese firms going forward? And do you see that changing in the next decade?
So let me put it this way. Actually, that if I can answer this question, I can talk this way that actually Japanese relationship with India has been no any drastic changes in the last 20, 30 years. It was stable enough and without being swayed by any external factors.
Yeah.
Maybe except COVID time
Yeah.
or something which everyone just got
Yeah.
impacted.
Right.
Otherwise, there's no any big impact on the external factor. So Japanese management and Japanese companies always, committing it to India, and which is increasing gradually, not that drastically changes, but drastically down also. So I don't see any kind of the big impact because of a US tariff or something like that. So their relationship is not affected by those kind of external factor. Rather, now that the one of the survey shows that Japanese companies, the first or the foremost investment destination is India. Clearly number one, because they see the potential in Indian market, and also they believe Indian business partner is a partner not only for Indian market but other market as well. So for example, many Japanese companies now started seeing the Africa as a new frontier for their business opportunity. Having said that, for Japanese company, it's quite far in terms of distance, physical distance also, and also psychologically also. The Africa is quite far area, right? So they found that the ideal partner, business partner, is the Indian partners. Especially Indian partners are quite strong in the eastern side of Africa. They are penetrated well. So they found that the anyway that they are trusting Indian partner for Indian market, why not use this relationship expand to other country, be it Middle East, Turkey, and Africa. And this is how that they trust Indian, business partners. They can grow together for any other market. And this is how the Japanese, see the Indian partner as well.
Seiji, keeping in mind our target audience, a lot of B schools. So the B school students who are also the future corporate managers being crafted in the schools, they would be interested to join the consulting industry after completing the course. So so probably you would be one of the best person to guide them, and we would want to know from you that what are some of the top jobs available in the consulting space for young MBAs, and what are the challenges and opportunities that these jobs present to the MBAs?
I can talk about from a more the Japanese perspective as well. And also, this consulting world, the situation keeps changing actually so rapidly. And especially for the last 1 or 2 years, in terms of the AI and technologies,
Yeah.
which changes many fields in the consulting world. So, some people say that, the AI actually that takes over many jobs of consulting also, right? One thing that which is clear is that AI cannot replace is decision making, because sound decision making is the one that which the people has to do. And second is that human relationship. And this area, actually consulting and consultants have the very, very crucial role. So maybe some of the technology or knowledge-based work could be replaced by AI, but how they can just be partner with a client as an advisor, being a business partner for them. We sweat together, we implement together, and we success together. Share such kind of a struggle and challenges is one of the most biggest requirement for being an advisor, rather than just only giving advice. Right. For that, we need to have more edges on their respective business of the client as well. So maybe it's going to be a more on the sector specific or business specific knowledge might be more required more than else, more than ever. And also just be closer to client. This is going to be a human skill. So sometimes that we just rely on the many techniques in academic techniques, right? But actually that how to deal with a client, how to stick with a client is more critical factors for us being advisor and consultants. This is what I felt.
So do you think that there are any other specific skills now that you have brought in AI into picture there? You think that, learning AI would be great, or any other specific skills that they must learn, to enter the industry or to work in cross-border activity advisory roles, or say, for example, M&A consulting roles? So do you think that?
Since I have been just growing in the M&A world, so maybe I might be attached to this, but I personally believe that M&A, being a M&A advisors, is the last one who will be replaced by AI or technology. Because of that reason only, that one is that of course we need to negotiate, we need to deal with a counterpart, which no one can do that. No technology can replace it. And for that, we need to have a skill, right? Because, and each skill and each negotiation, each deal has a so unique. And that's why that I'm just, being so much attracted by M&A deals, because each deal has so unique and different. And many times that, we keep learning, right? So one of the factors is that because our counterpart is a human being, not an AI or not a technology. So we need to develop such kind of the negotiation skill, which is more human related one. And this is one thing that which I can tell. Second, that's why that M&A advisors strategy is not a strategy as a general, which you can generate from the chat GPT and etc. But more insightful strategy, which can generate only from our experience, can be more valuable. So this is one thing that the M&A advisory is one core support or service which we can just explore. The skill set, for sure, AI is a must thing, because the more that the AI advance, we can't ignore, we don't deny, and how we can utilize that more efficiently, that is going to be a very important factor. But at the same time, I believe that we cannot rely on only AI technology.
True.
So some kind of the edge which we have to create, which is a bit subject matter experts for the any particular sector, which we need to really focus on something.
So with this, we come to the end of the discussion. I must thank you again, for taking out your precious time and talking to us. And we would surely be, we would love to have you again for our future sessions of Managers Mantra, or be it any other sessions as well. Thank you so much, Seiji. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Abhishek.
Having specialized in M&A's business strategy and investment advisory, Seiji's suggestions are priceless for the BSchool students aspiring to be in consulting roles post MBA. BSmart viewers, if you found value in this conversation, write to us at bsmart.edit@bsml.in. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram for more such insightful and inspiring content. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.